Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Nikhil Isaac, and I'm the author of the much celebrated book Fabulously Financially Free. This evening, it's an honor to address this august audience of authors and authors to be. This evening, I thought I'd rather talk about my journey rather than just talk about these wins which come on Instagram. If I were to rewind the clock about 10 years, I remember sitting in the first row of a workshop my boss had sent me to. It was a workshop by a celebrated book author called Jerry Roberts. Over 2 days, he opened my eyes to the idea of writing a book. But there was a problem. His program was insanely expensive. In today's terms, his program cost about 35 lakhs. And I definitely didn't have 35 lakhs in my bank at that time. But I knew I had to do it. And I took out my credit card and swiped in advance about 10% of that amount. Thereafter, it was a bit of downhill. While I was able to, come up with an interesting book title with Jerry Roberts, I had this imposter syndrome in me, which said, who is going to read my book? I was trying to write a book based on one need which I felt for educated women to attain financial freedom. So I would keep thinking, why would a woman listen to a guy tell her about her problems and his solution to all her problems? Thereafter, I put a small pause to this project, but the silver lining was that I got an interesting book title and I just left it at that. If I have to rewind to about 2 years ago, I was introduced to this interesting community. Here, I decided instead of trying to save the world, let me simplify it, and I decided I'm going to write a book just to my younger self, much simpler and much more achievable. Then I tried to start putting all the components together. While most of the components were easy, they were just my core beliefs and certain investment vehicles which I use or I'm in the process of fully using. But there was one component called the global freedom lifestyle, and I knew that that had to be part of my book. For simplicity, global freedom lifestyle is basically living a life of a digital nomad, where 1 month I could be in Bangalore, 1 month in Dubai, and 1 month in Bali. The only problem was I was definitely not living a global freedom lifestyle. So I thought to myself, who taught me about this concept? And the answer was simple. It was a person called Courtney Smith. Now, Courtney Smith is a celebrated investor and trader and trainer and had attended all his offline events over the last 10, 15 years. So I thought maybe if I collaborate with him, it may make an interesting idea. But then there was another problem, and probably the greatest problem of all. It was that Courtney Smith died. And what do you do? Death is final, isn't it? I tried to reach out to his company called Wealth Builder, and I found that after his death, even the company kind of wound out. But I was able to link up to another student of his like me, and he was able to connect me to Courtney Smith's family estate. Interestingly, they were very receptive to this whole idea, and they gave me a green light all the way. When I shared a draft of that chapter with them, they had absolutely no comments and edits. They just gave me a green light to go ahead. So, as you know, I thought I'd share these stories with authors in the room. A lot of us face self doubt and imposter syndrome. It's very natural. And these kind of dreams are dreams where most of the people around you won't be pursuing. So they just don't understand it. So when we are pursuing these large dreams and we are faced with self-doubt, imposter syndrome, I found that rather than these giant steps, taking 1 inch forward at every point of time, in fact, gets you there faster and faster. So my message for the evening is every time you're facing these doubts, valley situations, imposter syndrome, just take that one step towards your dream and you'll get there soon. Thank you.